Hello my lovely Flosstube friends, and welcome back to my channel. If you are returning, it's lovely to be here today to chat with you. I'm feeling very festive. It is the 1st of December. It has been an entire month since I updated you on any of my stitching because my mid-month episode that I would usually film got replaced in November with my peek at the Retford retreat video. So yes, I have quite a few lovely things to show you. I have done around 45 hours of stitching since we last saw each other. I have worked on 6 projects and 3 of them are finishers. They're finished. I'm so happy to have 3 November finishers. Can't wait to show them to you. And also, I have been trying for a really long time to get below 30 WIPs and I did it. So 3 finishers in November took me down to 29 WIPs, which I was super excited to have reduced my WIP count back into the 20s. I did then pick up 1 new start because I had to do something nice and wintry. I just had to. I am therefore back at 30 for the moment, but I have a couple of things that are close to a finish. The new start that I had was not a large new start and I'm already well on the way with that one. So I'm very much still optimistic that I will be ending the year under that 30 WIPs. I think I will get a couple more finishers. Fingers crossed. I would really like to end the year in the 20s, but that remains to be seen. It's definitely achievable as long as I don't go crazy with a bunch of new starts that are big things that I can't finish. But I think a couple of little Christmassy things might be due to happen in December. Small things, little things that I can finish fairly quickly and not have them hanging around until next Christmas. So yes, let's start with the finishers. My first finish to show you is my Soda Stitch Secret Forest, and I am so very happy with how this has ended up looking. I was a little nervous when stitching it about the contrast in the skin, which I did mention, but I think now the back stitch is all in, it really has just come together beautifully. I'm very happy with this finish. This is my second Soda Stitch and I stitched it as part of the hashtag Start All the Sodas on Instagram, being hosted by Rogue Mama Stitcher, Amber, and a couple of other dedicated Soda Stitchers. I know a lot of people have been enjoying all these Soda designs as part of that sale. And I very much enjoyed stitching this. I have stitched it on a 32 count even weave called Sparkle Blush Blooms from my Stitch Bunny shop. It's like a mottled pale green and pinks with silver sparkle overlay, really pretty. And I have stitched this with mainly DMC but with a few Royal Embroidery and CXC mixed in where I couldn't find the DMCs. I do have a master like full set of DMCs because I got the box quite some time ago, but I think some of them are just in various other project bags given how many WIPs I have on the go. So sometimes if I can't find them, I will just sub a couple of the extra threads in from other brands. Just give you one more little close up. It's lovely, and I do think that the back stitch on these Soda designs is so clever. It's very simple back stitch and it's sort of like fractional backstitch, if that makes sense. Like it sort of has lots of gaps in it, but it really works for these designs. I think it is lovely. Really beautiful. Love this style. So there we have finish number 1. Finish number 1 for November. Absolutely love it. No idea what I'm doing with it, but it is finished. My next finish to show you is quite a biggie, although not a biggie in terms of stitch count really, just in terms of size. So I'll do my best. I don't think it's going to fit entirely on my board, so we might have some lights shining through it. Can I do this? Let's see. Oh dear, this one's a tricky one. There, I think that's as good as I'm going to get it. Yes, not a lot of ironing has been taking place. I do apologise. But this is my next finish. So this is my Rainbow Unicorn by Ursula Michaels. We're stitching this for my daughter Daisy. I've stitched this on 14 count White Ada Opalescent Sparkle from my Stitch Bunny shop. and it is a very, very sparkly fabric. I do love it. All of this has been stitched in CXC, and she is finished. I did make one little amendment on this design. So I've got Daisy's name in here. I replaced one of the other words with her name because I wanted to get her name on there. And somebody commented on one of my previous videos when I was talking about doing that one of Ursula Michael's other patterns, the one about family and home, did have capital D's in because, sorry, for Daisy's name here, all the other letters were somewhere within within this pattern, so I could just sort of copy them. But there was no capital D anywhere for me to copy. So thank you to the person that suggested that. I did go over and have a look at that other pattern. I didn't buy it for the one letter, but I did just look at images of it online and zoomed in. And actually the capital D's on that were like stitched on an angle, which obviously changed the format of how the stitching was done. So I couldn't copy it exactly because I needed it to be straight standing. But they were a really good guide to be able to then edit it to make my own D. So thank you for that lovely suggestion. It was helpful and just did give me a little bit of a guide to follow. And my unicorn is finished. Now, I really did want to frame this and do something with it for Daisy for her bedroom, and obviously it's finished in time for Christmas. However, I haven't been able to finish any of the stitching that I'm doing for Hadley, and I just know that if I frame this for Daisy and give it to her as a Christmas gift that's been made by Mummy, and Hadley doesn't get a Christmas gift that's also been made by Mummy, there will probably be tears. He will be upset. So as much as I would love to gift this to Daisy for Christmas, she may have to wait for it. The only things that I've got on the go for Hadley at the moment is an alphabet, which there is no way that's going to be finished for Christmas, and a dinosaur piece. The dinosaur piece, if I chose to work on it, I possibly could get finished in time for Christmas, but I am just not in the mood to do much dinosaur stitching in December. I really want to do wintry and festive and Christmas stitching. So I think unicorn is just going to go away for a while with all my other finishes, but this will get framed, unlike all my other stuff that goes and sits in its little folder and I do nothing with because I'm really bad for not fully finishing. This one will be fully finished, but I just need to wait until I've got something that I can give to Hadley at the same time. So yes, that is the plan for that one. My third finish, which I think will probably be the firm favourite because it has been very, very popular on my Instagram, is my little mouse wreath. So this is a design by Anastasia Eremina. It's just called Little Mouse. And I stitched this as part of the Wreathathon 2023 being hosted by Emma X Stitch and Jo at Belushi Stitches. And the sale was running for a couple of months. I can't remember when it started, possibly September. I think September. And it was running through till November. So I have started and finished my little mouse all within the sale, which is lovely. I actually kept up with the sale for a change. And yeah, I just love this. I'm just going to give you another close-up because it's so beautiful. I love all the detail in this tiny little mouse, nestled in the raspberries, super cute. And then I did all this foliage, and on the pattern, these berries were actually charted as stitches, just single red cross stitches. But I have swapped those out for like frosted beads for the little berries, and I think that works really well. It was not my own bright idea to do that. I cannot take credit. I was actually at one of the Northampton retreats earlier this year. I took this project with me, I had it out, I was working on it, and I was sat between Sam and Karen at the retreat, and Sam said it would look great if you replace those stitches with beads. I was like, oh, that's quite a good idea. And then Karen, who was on my left, jumped in and agreed with Sam, and before I knew it, they had not only decided that I would be replacing the stitches with beads, but they had rooted through Karen's bead stash that she had with her because I didn't have any beads with me, and they'd picked these particular beads out from Karen's stash and gave them to me and were like, these are the beads you're using, they're going to be perfect. And I agree, they are perfect. They're like a nice frosted, I like red and plum colour. They're sort of like, is variegated even a thing for beads? I don't know if that's the right word, but they're not like a solid colour bead. There's like variance in the shading. So it works really well for being the berries. If anyone really wants to know what colour these are, drop me a message and I will route through my little bead box where the leftovers are, and I will be able to tell you, because they really are perfect if you want to stitch this pattern and do the same thing with the replacements. So there we have Little Mouse. That is my 3 finishes. So this finish took me down to 29 whips, which was very exciting. And then I did pick up a new start. So let's look at the new start next. So I did want to do some wintry stitching, and I thought this one would be absolutely perfect. It is a beautiful design. This is Silver Hoof Frost by Owl Forest Embroidery. Absolutely gorgeous. You will have already seen this if you follow me on Instagram. It's beautiful. I love the colours. And Owl Forest, of course, do dye their own threads. And I did choose to use the actual Owl Forest threads for this pattern. So I'm using all the Owl Forest called for hand dyes, and I'm stitching it on the called for blue spruce Swigart fabric in a 32 count linen. And here is my progress. So as I said, I've had a new start, which has pushed me back up to 30 whips, but I have really been cracking on with this. It is really coming together nicely. I started with a centre start with the cabin, and then I did some of the snow, moved up to the reindeer and some of these snowflakes. Look at the variegation in that thread. Isn't it gorgeous in those snowflakes? I did a little bit of the border at the top, and then I moved back down because I fancied using this third colour, which is the darkest blue, and it doesn't feature at the top of the pattern. So I moved down here to do these trees. I think this tree isn't quite finished. But yes, started to work on these trees in the darker blue, and then down to this sort of partial snowflake motif. And I just love this. Isn't it gorgeous? It really is absolutely beautiful. Obviously, with it being worked in the variegated threads, I'm stitching one cross at a time, and I'm working with 2 strands together. Like, I'm not folding over the strand, which obviously then affects the distribution of the colour. I'm just working with 2 strands at a time with no loop starts, no folding. And I'm doing this 2 over 2 on this 32 count linen. I cannot wait to finish this entire design. I'm working it in Saga because Owl Forest do make their files Saga compatible, which is wonderful. And I think this is somewhere around like 5,900 stitches in total. And I am around somewhere between 20 and 25% complete at the moment. So roughly, yeah, I've done roughly a quarter of the design since I started it a little bit earlier in November. I didn't start it at the beginning of the month. It was probably no more than like a week, maybe a week and a half ago that I started this. So yes, it's seen a lot of love, a lot of hours of stitching, but it's very enjoyable. Absolutely love it. I would mention, so when I said that I am using the Owl Forest threads for these, when you're shopping for threads with Owl Forest, they have 2 different options. One is for the DMC flossers that are over dyed, so it's like a DMC base. The other is for like their own branded cottons. And I decided when I bought these that I would try the own branded. They were slightly cheaper, and I just thought I'd give them a go. I must say that when I first started stitching, I was slightly regretting that choice because they did seem a little bit tangly. But I can't really explain it. I've almost like adapted my style of stitching a little bit because I was finding these threads, like these own brand Owl Forest threads, like really tangly when I was pulling through from the back. it kept tangling and getting stuck. So I don't know exactly what I've done, but you almost get a feel for the threads when you're using them, don't you? And I've just sort of started pulling my thread through in like a different way. I can't really explain it very well, but you know, when you're just feeling the materials you're working with, and this thread, if I pull it through like in a certain motion at a certain angle, it's much better. I'm not getting so much tangling. Also, like this darker blue doesn't seem to tangle at all. Like I'm really not having any issues with that. It was the lighter blue that I was struggling with, but that is also the first colour that I started stitching with. So yes, I don't know whether there is actually a difference in tangliness between the different colours, or whether yeah, by the time I got to this darker blue, I think I maybe had just adapted how I was using the threads a little bit, and I'm not getting any tangling issues now. But yes, maybe something to just bear in mind if you're using our forest threads. I do think that these threads are a little less fluid when you're using them than the actual DMC. But there we have it. My beautiful silver Hoof Frost. Also, if you do go on the Owl Forest website or their Etsy, I do believe, I think that this pattern is available in 2 different colorways. So I chose like the frosty version that's all very blues and whites. There is a version, I'm pretty sure, of the identical pattern, but in the option to do like whites and Christmas greens and reds. Fairly confident that it's exactly the same pattern, but an alternative colorway is available. So that is my single new start that pushed me back to 30. But the way that I'm getting on with this, I don't think it's going to take me too long. It's a very, very enjoyable stitch. I then have a completely out of season whip to share with you. So this is my like my witch in the cauldron. This is what she looked like last time you saw her, and you're not going to see a very big difference whatsoever. I have stitched on her once in the month of November for a very short space of time. So honestly, when I hold her up, I don't even know that you're going to see a big difference, but there are some extra stitches in here. I couldn't even tell you where the extra stitches are because I'm not quite sure myself. But she has had a little bit of progress, and yes, however small, there are still more stitches in here than last time you saw her on Flosstube. And she is not too far away from a finish either. I just don't know that I'm in a very Halloween mood at the moment. So as much as it would have been nice to finish her within 2023, she might roll over into 24. And this is being stitched on 18 count Ada Scully fabric from my Stitch Bunny shop. And I'm stitching this entirely in DMC. She was started in 2021, I assume sometime around Halloween. And yes, so she's over 2 years old now. I really do need to get her finished, but at least she has had progress. She has had quite a lot of progress since I first pulled her out of the pile like a couple of months ago. How many projects is that? I've shown you 5. So yes, I've got one last one to show you. This is a big one, and I'm not going to take it off the frame today. So this is going to be my Snow Maiden Mirabilia project. She is gorgeous when she's finished, and I am edging very close to having mine finished at this point. Super excited. This is where she was last time you saw her on Flosstube, and I did take her off the frame then and show you the whole thing. However, I have only worked on the skirt, so nothing has changed from the waist up. I've only been working on the skirt, and I've got the skirt exactly where I want it on my scroll frame at the moment. I've got my side tensioner clips on, which to unroll her, I have to take it all off. So we're just gonna look at her skirt as it is, and this is the progress that I have made on her skirt. So as I said, from here up, nothing has changed. So her face and all up top is exactly as it was last time you saw, but this is the progress that I've made in the skirt. So since I picked her up this month, there were like 4 or 5 of these little circles down here that were not filled. So I finished filling those. And then none of this, was it this side? Oh no, I'm looking at the wrong side, I'm very sorry. it's here on this side, sorry. This side, I had a few circles that were not filled. So I started off by filling in those circles, and then all of this here, so all the purples, all the greens, quite a lot of the greys and lilacs, like basically from sort of this bit upwards, not a lot was done. And I've really started to make progress there. So yeah, it's all on that side. And then I've done quite a bit more beading. So last time you saw her, I had beaded this section. But since then, I've beaded all of these lilac beads here. This row of beads here is new. These beads are new. And all the beading here on this side is new. So all of these beads have been put in. All of these beads have been put in. And a couple down here of these larger ones. Yes, so made quite a lot of progress on her. I've done quite a lot more green here. Very happy with how she is looking. My only regret with this project is the size of my fabric, because now that I'm getting really close to finishing her, she will be my first large... Oh, my doorbell. Is Adam going to get that? Yes, he is. I can hear him running down the stairs. So yes, with this project, my only regret is that my fabric isn't really big enough. I didn't leave myself a lot of margin. I've got maybe 2 inches on all sides. And obviously that was perfectly fine for stitching her, but now that the end is in sight and I'm thinking about framing, because she will be my very first large Mirabilia finish. I have previously finished the Nora Corbett Sunflower Fairy, and I've finished the Ophelia's Pearl Mermaid, who is a Mirabilia, but she's not a very big or very detailed mermaid. So this is my first real Mirabilia fancy lady finish, or it will be. And I've really not left a lot of margin at all for framing her, especially given that this is such a beautiful fabric. I'm stitching this on 32 count even weave in Snow Flurry Ombre from my Stitch Bunny shop. So it's just like a blue, but it changes, so it's paler in some places. It's really nice, and I really should have stitched her on a larger piece, to be honest, so that when she finally gets framed, I could actually show off that fabric. She's going to have to be framed quite close. So yeah, that is a little bit of a regret. I wish that I had left myself a little more room, but it is too late. We are not restarting. I'm back. I just had to pause for a minute because I was being nosy. There was a whole conversation going on the other side of the door. I was like, that can't be a delivery. It turns out it was Adam's dad. So then just had a quick break and had a chat with him while Adam was here as well, and I'm back. So I've kind of lost my train of thought. I know we were looking at Snow Maiden. I'm not sure what I told you about her. I think we've gone through all the progress that I've made. We've possibly discussed my regret at not leaving enough fabric. Have we discussed that? Let's discuss that again, just in case, because I've lost my place. So yeah, I have a little bit of regret over this project at not stitching her on a larger piece of fabric. She is going to be my first proper big fancy mirror finish. I've only ever finished 2 Nora Corbett designs before. One is the Little Sunflower Fairy, available from the Hirschner's website, and the other was my Ophelia's Pearl Mermaid, who is technically a Mirabilia, but she's not a large or detailed mermaid. So this will be my first biggie when I've finished her, and I've not left much margin. I've got maybe 2 inches here maximum, and yes, if I'd done a bit more forward thinking, it would have been nice to leave plenty of fabric so that I could you know, make a feature of the fabric as well as the lady, because when this gets framed, or when I frame her, it's going to be very tight. There's not a lot to work with, and it is going to be a shame that like the frame will have to sit so close to her. Yeah, I messed up a little bit in the fabric choice, but when I started her, I was not experienced with stitching fancy ladies, and you know, with a lot of the projects that I do, like the small things I do, a couple of inches margin is absolutely fine. But yeah, with a project like this, I didn't sort of factor in that I may want to really show off the fabric as well when she's framed. But in any case, she's still going to be lovely. She's going to be beautiful. I'm very excited to have her all finished and wrapped up. Can I do it before Christmas? I'm not sure, but she's not Christmassy, is she? She's wintry, so I've got plenty of time to be able to work on her through January and February. I would love to have her finished for my birthday, which is in February. So I think that will be the plan for Snow Maiden. That is all of my stitching. So 6 projects that I've shared with you today. I hope that you've enjoyed having a look at them. I do have some hauls. So when I went to the retreat, I don't have any retreat haul to show you. I was so busy doing my own shop and then just enjoying stitching on the following day that I did no shopping. So that seems to be the solution to reducing my spending and shopping at a retreat, is take my own shop to sell stuff, and then I'm too busy to do any shopping myself. So there's no retreat shopping to show you, but I have done a little bit of Black Friday shopping, just a little. So I've just had one order that I placed with Jobby. Jobby are one of my favourite websites, and they have gifted a number of things to me in the past, but this is not gifted. This is just my own spending, things that I decided to buy because they had a great sale on, so I would just grab the box. This is my Jobby box. It's quite big and it's quite full. I think this is like A3 sized. It's A3 size box and it is packed. And most of this is Christmassy or wintry, if not all of it. I did give a little sneak peek of this on my Instagram, so you may have seen a little bit of it, but I will just give you a closer look here. And these kits were amazing value. Obviously, I'm now filming this on the 1st of December, and I bought these during the November sale. I did post out a post on my Instagram telling people they had a great sale on, but I'm not sure if you're necessarily still going to get these for the sale prices now that we're in December. In any case, I will show you what I bought. So the first little kit I got is this Luca S cute little Noel heart, like an elongated heart it looks like to me, with this cute little reindeer on it. So this kit comes with the material and all the anchor threads to be able to stitch it. Very, very nice. Does it have a name? It has a code. So the code for that kit is just here. If you were interested in searching for it, Luca S, and the code is there. The next one is similar, so it's the same shape, another Luca S kit. This one's got no writing on it. This one is just a little robin. It comes with the same fabric as the Noel kit, and again, the threads. Code for this one here at the front, if you like this one. Both of these cost me like just over £3. Which, you know, they are small kits, but also £3. Amazing. Amazing. Probably couldn't kit them for that amount, like with anchor threads, if you were buying, like, you know, there's like 6 or 7 colours in each of these kits, plus fabric, plus pattern. Like £3 was amazing. I couldn't believe it. £3 a kit. And a few pennies. This was a similar price, so instead of having an animal on it, this one is the same shape, but it's just sort of like Christmas motifs. There's quite a lot of sparkle threads in this one. Love a bit of sparkle. Code is here if you want to look that up. Again, Luca S kit. Code there. So I've got those 3 lovely hanging decorations. The next one I got is also like a Christmas, they class them as Christmas toys. It's their Christmas toy range. This is another Luca S, but this is a Christmas cracker. So this is super cute. The code is here if you're interested in this kit. And this one comes with obviously the pattern, the fabric, threads, some metallics in here as well. And then it's got this little sort of lace ribbon for tying it at both ends. So a lovely Christmas cracker. And another cracker, but with a little winter house on it, this one. Super cute. Code is here if you like it. And again, all the threads, including some nice sparkle for this one, and the lace to be able to turn it into a cracker. Also from the toys range, I got this wonderful little robin. Now they had robin little hanging decorations like this in a few different sort of poses. And there was a second robin that I loved and I would have liked to get the 2 together, but that one was sold out by the time I realised there was a sale. But this robin is this code here. There's a couple of different ones in slightly different positions. And this just looks like it's got a plain white Ada to stitch on, and then it's got all the threads. Ooh, and this little ornament looks puffy, like in the photo it looks like it has been stuffed, but from the packet, I can't feel that there's any stuffing in there, so that is probably the only thing I will need to sort out for myself, is something to stuff it with, because it does look like it is a little bit sort of padded, the way that they finished it. Moving on from Christmas toys, so yeah, everything has been Christmassy so far. I think the whole box is Christmassy. The next thing I got is this Luca S Santa pillow. Oh my goodness, and this was a massive bargain. I think this was, it's definitely under £10. I want to say that it was reduced to £8.50 in the sale. Oh, I just could not believe it. I had to have him. So this is a lovely Santa design. Code is there if you're wanting the code to search for it. And the reverse fabric that it comes with is red. So that's why they always say, like on these Luca S pillow kits, it says backside, and the coloured dot will like represent the colour of the back fabric. So you can see that just in here. It comes with the red fabric for the back of the pillow. It comes, I think, with the zip. Yeah, you can see the zip here. So you've got a zip, you've got the red backing fabric, and then you've got the Lagana in this case. This kit comes with 28 count Lagana. So it's got the Lagana in there to actually stitch the design, and then all the gorgeous threads. £8.50. I'm sorry in advance if any of you are now crying over missing this sale, because it really was packed with bargains. Absolutely love that. Next one is another pillow, which was similarly priced. I think this one might have been a little bit more, but still somewhere close to or around the £10 or £11 mark, I think. And this is the lovely little wintry Christmassy mouse design. Code is here if you want the Luca S code for this item. And the back of this cushion and this pillow kit is blue. So you can, yeah, you can see here it's got blue fabric for the back. It's got a zip. It's got the Lagana. This is Lagana again, so 28 count Lagana, and all the threads. And I do very much like how Luca S kits like arrange their threads. They're all like on these long bobbins all together. Really, really nice. Yeah, beautiful kits. So there is the little winter mouse. So very cute. So this is the last item in my box that's Christmassy. Then there are a couple of non-Christmassy things. So yeah, wintry, Christmassy. This is like a little snow globe scene. It's got reindeers jumping over it. It's on black 14 count Ada. This is a Riolis kit, and this one does have a name. So it is Winter Fairy Tale. So this is not a cushion, it's not a pillow kit, not an ornament, just a nice wintry scene to stitch. That is absolutely beautiful. I love this. And then I got a couple of non-Christmassy, non-wintry things just because they were an amazing bargain. The first one is this Luca S wolf kit. So this is another pillow kit. Comes with everything you need to make the pillow. Blue fabric for the back, and then a zip. This has got like these sort of rustic oatmeal-y sort of Ada in there for the actual design. It's got the zip, it's got all the threads. Yeah, Mr. Wolf, very handsome. And to go with Mr. Wolf, I've also got this one. So these don't have names. Again, they've just got codes with Luca S. But I got this gorgeous big cat, amazing. Absolutely love this one. It's got the same fabric as the wolf. I think it's got the same, oh no, the back of this one's black. It's got black fabric for the back. But yes, another beautiful design. Just need to make all these pillows now, don't I? Absolutely lovely. The very last thing in my box is this. So this is a tiny little wooden box, and it's just for keeping needles in, and I just thought that that was really nice. So I'll show you what it looks like out of the box. It's not very big, like the size of the palm of my hand, but it's wooden, and I just loved the design on the front of this one with the little birds in the wood. and the top just pops off, like it's got magnets at the corners to put the front on, pops off, and it's just got a magnetic strip inside there as well, just to hold your needles or pins. Didn't really need this, but these were also heavily reduced in the sale, and I just thought it was very pretty. And who doesn't like to have pretty storage? Most of my needles are just in like my plastic little carry case thing in like tubes and stuff. I might put like my special ballpoint needles in here, or maybe like my beading needles that are quite long. Yes, so that is all my haul, my shopping that I did with Hobby Jobby. Yes, always worth signing up to their emails and watching out, because they do have a lot of sales, although I think this Black Friday sale was bigger than their usual, but they do sales throughout the year, and I do shop with them fairly regularly. I do love the range that they stock. So I've got nothing else physical to show you, but I did want to give a shout out to one of my lovely Flosstube viewers who has sent me some really lovely Stitchy kindness. I don't have the Stitchy kindness here with me to show you right now, because it was a very large and very heavy box, but a few months ago one of my lovely viewers, Alicia, asked me if she could possibly send me some things that she would no longer make use of, and that I could have a little look through, keep what I like for myself, and share the rest like on my Flosstube channel with you guys. And when the box arrived, I was quite taken aback by how heavy it was. It was like quite a large square box, and in that she has sent me some lovely little kits, some books, and an absolute wealth of patterns that have been taken from magazines. I have not sorted through the whole box yet. We have been so busy with it being the run up to Christmas and all those things, so I've had like a quick flick through, and there's some lovely things in there. So at some point in the earlier part of 2024, I'm going to sit down, go through that box, and yes, there will be some future giveaways from those things that I was sent. I will be sharing them with you. So thank you so much again. It was a lovely surprise to be contacted and asked if I wanted to receive those things, and an even bigger surprise when it arrived, because I was honestly expecting like an envelope with some patterns in, and what I got was so much more than that. So thank you again, Alicia. That was really, really kind of you. Very, very kind. What else? So we are in December. My plans for the month are going to be to carry on with my wintry stitching. So that will be my Owl Forest, that will be my Snow Maiden, and I do want to do a little bit of specifically Christmas stitching. I don't have any Christmas projects on the go, because last year I was very good in all the Christmas starts that I had. I did finish them before the end of the year. I finished them yes, within the December. So I don't have any Christmas whips that I can pull out. It would have to be a new start. Obviously I do have those little toys and things from Luca S, so I might do one of those, or another small ornament of some kind. I've probably got a Mill Hill or two kicking around in my stash that are Christmas themed. I don't know what I'm going to stitch, but I would like to do something small that is Christmassy, that can be both a start and a finish before Christmas. And that is as far as my planning has gone. So yes, wintry stitching, a little bit of Christmas stitching, and chipping away at a few other whips as well. Maybe on days where I want a little break from all the blues and the whites and the greys and like the wintry colours that I'm working with on my larger projects. I will hopefully see you in mid-December, although we all know that it is going to be a very chaotic month. I've got two little children, 5 and 3, so they are super excited for Christmas. It is going to be a madhouse. We're having both sets of parents. The school holidays will obviously kick in at some point, so they won't be at school. I will try my best to do a December mid-month update. If not, I will potentially see you at the very end of December, or next year at the beginning of January. I will try my hardest to squeeze in a mid-month update before then. I will do my best. with it being the 1st of December, it is the Jingle Ball. So if any of you have tickets for that, I may well see you there over this weekend. If you don't know about the Jingle Ball, it is a virtual Stitchy meetup. There are exclusive patterns, there's online shopping to be done, and there are virtual stitching rooms, there's demonstrations. I've never been before, but I've heard very good things from people that have attended in previous years. Marie from Stitches and Diamonds did go to the Jingle Ball last year and loved it enough that she's going again this year. So this year I decided to buy a ticket, and I think that starts at 11 p.m. UK time tonight. But then it will also be on over the Saturday and Sunday at slightly more sociable hours. So yes, I have a general idea of what it's going to be like, but obviously I've not actually been before, so I'm excited for that. I think I am going to stay up tonight for when it opens, so I don't even know how to enter the ball. I've got to check my emails. I don't know if I need an app, like I need to download something. I don't know whether there's just a link in the email that will send me to the website. I am clueless. I need to work all of this out before 11 p.m. tonight because I don't want to miss it. So yes, I'm going to attend the Jingle Ball tonight. That will be something fun to do. Yeah, I will see you soon. I do obviously have plans for 2024, but they will be discussed either in my mid-month episode, should I film one, or in my end of month, beginning of year. We will discuss plans for next year. I have a few ideas. I might do Whip Go, I might do Stitch from Stash, but I've not actually decided anything. So I'm not going to discuss that today in case it changes. The last thing I will do before I go is I'm going to pick up my camera and I'm going to give you a little whirl around our Christmas room at home, just because I think it looks really cute, it looks really nice. It's not perfect, the kids keep moving things around, but yeah, we've tried to make it really cozy and Christmassy, and I love spending time in here at the moment, so do the kids. Not many people are going to see it, you know, it's going to be us, my parents, Adam's parents, and that's it. Nobody else is going to get to enjoy it, so I'm going to share it with you guys while I say goodbye. And I will see you soon. Take care, have lovely stitching. I hope that you all have some nice plans for the Christmas period, whether it is just, you know, staying in and quietly stitching and having like a peaceful, calm Christmas, or if you've got little ones and you're taking them to a million places and events, like whatever you have planned, I hope that it is a lovely Christmas and the Christmas that you want to have. And I would just wish you a Merry Christmas now, just in case we don't film that mid-month episode. So Merry Christmas everyone, happy holidays, and I will see you when I see you. Take care and enjoy my Christmas decorations. Bye-bye. So this is the entrance to our little Christmassy room. We've got our wreath there on this lovely deer hanger, which I love. That was new for this year. And our little snowman here, something fun for the kids. Yes, and then this is our little Christmas wonderland, because obviously with us having so many dogs, we cannot decorate the whole house. That would not be safe. It does look better in here when it's night time and it's dark and everything's twinkling. But we've got our tree, which the kids have decorated and redecorated and undecorated and rearranged a million times. It is definitely not a designer Christmas tree. We have so many things on here, so many memories. Memories of like the kids for their first Christmases and things like that. Different decorations that have been bought for them by different family members. Ones that they've made. This is one that Daisy made when she was still in nursery, I think. And there's quite a lot of salt dough on this tree. I can't spot one right now, but there is a lot of salt dough decorations. And we've got all our dogs on here, like dotted around. I'm not going to go around finding them all, but here's Cookie. Like all our dogs have a tree ornament. In fact, I said to Adam, I am the only person in this family that doesn't have my own decoration on the tree with my name on it, and I'm quite offended. Like Adam has his here. This bauble here that I got for him a while ago. The kids have loads. They must each have at least like half a dozen that are their special things with their name on. I've not got any. Yes, and when I said that to Adam, he was like, well, just buy one. I was like, no, I'm not going to buy my own. Hint, hint. Remains to be seen whether I get one. Got our little light up nativity there. Got our Merry Christmas plaque on the wall, which usually some of my stitching hangs there, but we've replaced it. And then yeah, we've just decorated like round the window with all these cute little Christmas figures. Kids love these. They had a lot of fun helping place them. We've got our little snowmen down here by the TV with Santa, all like cuddly stand-up plushies. I love these. We've got a few bits up here. Adam and I have had this like Winnie the Pooh Eeyore thing since our first Christmas together, so that comes out every year. This one's new that we got from like the local craft fair this year. A lady was hand making these, and I just thought that was lovely. And they were raising money to like support the local community, so we bought that one. I've forgotten to switch it on. It does have twinkly lights and it's very pretty. We've got our snow globes and things, and then the kids love these. So around the fireplace we've got our snowman sleigh. The middle snowman does light up, but we have exhausted all the batteries in the house. Each snowman needs 3 batteries of his own, and we were 1 battery short to be able to light up Mr. Snowman in the middle. So I do need to buy some batteries, and then all 3 of them can light up. My fireplace has been rearranged a million times with these cute little like stacked animals. We've had those ones for a few years. We've got our little Santa light up sleigh in there. We've got our big plushy reindeer, who is actually an excellent doorstop. But this room gets cold very easily, so the door is usually closed. And then the kids absolutely love this one. This was new for this year, the Mr. Light Up Snowman, and his little reindeer pal here on the skis. And just all our general little bits and bobs. So yeah, this is our little Christmassy room. We are all ready for Christmas, and all the decorations in here are safe from the dogs. No dogs allowed in this room unless they're heavily supervised. Another reason why the door stays closed. Yeah, I hope you've enjoyed having a little nosy. I love Christmas. I love to have a nosy around other people's trees. I wish that my tree was a cross-stitching tree, but sadly it is not. I have seen some amazing ones on Instagram. One day I will have a small tree with all my stitched decorations on. But for now, we've just got this one with our little fairy on. Have a lovely, lovely festive season, everyone. I really hope that you all do have a wonderful time. And I will see you next time.